So it is 7:02. Hello, everybody. I guess Deb and I are the only ones here at the library today. So we have a quorum: Rebecca, Karen, Kathy, Joan, Elaine. I'm sorry, Joan. I wish there was something I could do for you. And the big thing is to look at the budget revisions. That's the only thing I have down here. Deb says there's a couple of things that she would like to talk about that we can put under board concerns. But for now, let me just find the director's report and go over those. Which one is the director's report? There it is.
It was hidden. It was hidden behind all this other stuff. I couldn't find it to save my life.
Well, actually, I'm not sure I have found it. But
it's just in a whole bunch of stuff from Mike Alimo or whatever, and it was attached to that email.
Yep. I just had to hunt through everything that was there to find it. It was, I knew it was on that email someplace. I just had to find it. Okay, so. Okay, so this is, bless you. This is the suggested budget. We needed to cut, how much, 45, 47?
No, it's 43 for next, yes, 43.
43. Okay, so the suggested changes were cutting the hours down of the assistant 2 to cut that about 6,000, cutting the page down to, what is it, 1 page at 9 hours. That drops that down quite a bit. Putting nothing in unemployment, dropping down the legal and professional fees, and just hope nothing goes wrong. Office supplies are down, staff hardware is down, trash removal is down to 0. People will just have to be taking it to the dump again. Building repair was listed at 11.5. We assumed that would be some of the things that needed to be done. And that's been cut down by 11,000. Hopefully we can get that stuff done on this year's budget before the end of the year. Telephone was cut, propane was cut just 150. That's not a lot. Electricity was cut, and miscellaneous was removed. So anybody have...
Marianne, you skipped building maintenance.
Oh, I did. You're right. Okay. So building maintenance was cut down by a whopping $6. Thank you for pointing that out, Elaine. Okay, so does anybody have anything they want to say about these cuts? These are the cuts that were presented to us by Deb and Hope. So board just needs to put in their input, what they think about this. I mean, personally, I figure Deb and Hope know what they're doing. So Deb said they worked very hard. So I don't have a lot of comments on it, but anybody else that has anything they want to say?
I think we should take the trash over to the town hall. There's a dumpster behind the town hall.
We thought of putting it at the curb and put a sign going that way. So
it's closer than the dump, I think. I'm not sure. But, I think that's what we should do with that. I just had hoped that the staff hardware would be able to come out of that grant that we had, but maybe it doesn't fit the grant. You know, the money we had donated for technology. But if it doesn't fit that, it doesn't fit that.
What is the staff hardware? What exactly what was that going to be? And I guess my question overall, as you answer that question, I mean, a lot of this is salary or other maintenance thing, but is there anything here that having removed is just going to be kicked down the field for next year, or will you be at a disadvantage going way beneath what you had hoped for, Hope and Deb?
Yes, considering much of what we added to the budget this year was at the suggestion of the ARPA group and that CIP and whatever, as far as like with the building maintenance, building repair, especially the trash. You know, that was something that we had done for a few years because of COVID, not generating a lot of trash. But that's not the case now. So matter of fact, just the last couple of weeks, we've ended up having to make 2 and 3 trips just to get rid of a week's worth of garbage. So will it be a hardship? Yeah, it's too bad because it's wear and tear on people's cars and it's putting people out and their gas. But that would be one of the places that Hope and I thought were more easily to do without, where it wouldn't hurt patrons and the services that we give. It definitely puts us out at, you know, an inconvenience, but it didn't harm the people that we're supposed to be serving. So, and who knows what next year will bring as far as if that would come back. I mean, right away, it doubled in price from what it was when we had stopped it. So, you know, we can't predict the future, what it's going to look like, but you know, it's where we felt we could help going forward with all the cuts that we had to make.
Yeah, if I could cut in there, the staff hardware is stuff like if we need new computers, anything to do with the technology in that respect. And since we're halfway through that FTTLC grant, they did walk around the building. They haven't yet done where they hand out money for such equipment like switches to extend our Wi-Fi. So we thought we'd be safe there because we still have that second half of the grant coming that could possibly cover these things. And like Deb said, we took away from things like our utilities where the town will see there's a need if we go under, but we kept things like staff where we needed it, and things where this year we maybe didn't use the whole line where we thought we could cut that would hurt us the least.
It's a big cut. We'll have to see what the future brings.
Right.
And we know things are going to go up in price because they have, and you know, we'd be foolish to think that it wouldn't continue to do so, but what it'll look like, we don't know.
Well, you know, so many things are going to be changing. We've got an election year this year. Town's going to be, Board of Selectmen's going to be different. Board of Finance is going to be different. There, who knows what we'll be looking at come January or February in terms of not just costs, but
At least for now, we feel we're in a good place for what we've done and where we've made the cuts. Just if everybody on the board is in agreement.
like I said, I don't have anything because I know the two of you worked on it and you know better than I do. Okay, anybody else have any questions? My big question was what Kathy asked about staff hardware, and there is that
IT,
grant,
yeah.
so.
We'll see what
Yeah.
that brings.
Can you repeat the name? You said ATTL. That stands for what?
Oh,
I know.
definitely
I
get
don't
me the
remember.
name tomorrow, but I know
That's
it's FTTLC, but yeah, the actual name, I'll have to get you that tomorrow.
Okay. I'm not familiar with it.
Well, do I have to make a motion that we accept the changes
Yes,
that
somebody has
the
to.
directors have proposed to the 23-24 Wellington Public Library budget? Does that sound what way we want it to sound?
I'm good with that.
Sounds everything.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, all in favor of accepting the revisions of the budget as presented by the directors of the library, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Elaine, you're off my screen.
Am I here?
There she goes.
Okay. Okay, you were not on my screen, that's all. Okay, so unanimous aye. It passes. We will accept the budget changes as presented.
And
Okay.
just to clarify, you guys reduced by exactly the amount that the Board of Finance had requested, right?
Right down to the dollar and penny.
Got it. Good job.
Okay, that was all I had on for tonight, was it just needed to do that. But Deb said she had a couple of things she wanted to bring up under board concerns.
I just would like to ask, and some of you responded through email, the answer. I just want to confer that with everybody. We decided that we would do Willington Day. We did go ahead and talk to Melissa McKinnon, and we are reserved. We've got a booth or whatever. Now, we in the past had done an ad in their brochure. Do we maybe do that again this year? Can we? How it works is if you do a third of a page, it's $10. If you do a half a page, it's $20, and a full page is $30. To be honest, I didn't look up and I don't remember what we have done in the past, although I know we have done an ad. I just wanted to ask if that is okay. Can Hope and I proceed? And do you have a preference as to how much or how big of an ad we want to go? And what we'll do in it, we'll talk about obviously thing, our address and hours and whatever, but we would like to write something up about our anniversary year and things that we'll be doing, like the community picnic, the summer reading program, different events and whatnot, and whatever else we can think of. So it'll be something that'll be informative, not just facts, but things that we can share with the people as far as what our future is for the year.
I think, go ahead, Kathy.
Elaine,
Oh, Elaine,
I would like to move that we authorize the directors to develop a full page. Sounds like there's enough things there that if a third of or a half page might scrimp. I think for the amount of money, I think getting the word out regarding the programs, whatever is worth it. So I would move to authorize them, the directors, to develop an ad, full page ad for $30 for Willington Day brochure.
do I hear a second? Rebecca seconds. I was going to say exactly the same thing Elaine was going to say. There's an awful lot of stuff that can be put on there, so I don't think we should crowd it. I think a full page ad is a good idea. Anybody have anything else they want to say?
Anybody have any ideas, may I ask, what to put on it?
I have a question.
Yes, Joan.
What is this day for? It's not a town-sponsored function.
The whole town should be involved. It is actually May 27th. It's 11 to 3.
Okay, I can answer that, having talked to people. The original idea of Willington Day was to get the community together and have a day where people could get together. And I was informed that in the last couple of years, it has completely changed, and now it's just a bunch
That's
of
right.
vendors.
So this is two people are putting on this program, and you pay your money for your booth, but if it rains, it's not refunded.
That's correct. Supposedly,
And we put the money into a brochure that may be money generating, I don't know. And it never says where the money goes. If there's anything, like we had said with our dance, if anything left over, we'll find some other charity in town to use it. But nobody tells me. And so now the last couple days I've begin to question, what is this thing? It used to be everybody gets together with their families and you go and you have a hamburger and talk with everybody else and the kids play games and stuff like that. Well, now it's a look and buy session. And so I don't know where all this stuff goes. I just have a big question.
I don't know, the instructions say any money collected goes to support Willington Day. Don't know what that means because I don't know what the costs are for Willington Day.
Yeah, I've never seen a breakdown after these either. So I'm questioning what it is. It may be perfectly legit, or, you know, I ran into somebody else who wonders what the situation is, and I don't want to elaborate anymore. I just have a lot of questions.
And I
Okay.
don't think you're the only one in town, Joan, because like I said, I was talking after last year's was rained out. I was talking to people, they're like, it's not what it used to be. It really has become a craft fair, not a day
Yep.
for the
And
family.
it's okay to have a craft fair. You know, I don't have a problem with that. If we know that it's going to, I don't know, benefit the scholarship fund, if there's any money or something like, I don't have a problem with that. It's just, it isn't the old Willington Day that people are used to, us old folks are used to. That's all
If
I
it
say.
if it is canceled due to weather, the information says that they will still take the programs with the ads in it and distribute them. Now, yeah, Deb says they didn't last year, so who knows if that's true or not.
Who knows?
Which means if they did distribute it, then people would know. I know there was an issue, like I say, last year where they hadn't gone out, people hadn't seen them. Usually the library gets quite a stack of them to have to distribute, you know, to patrons coming in and out, but yeah, that never happened. So maybe them being aware of it, maybe that's why now they're stating that the programs will be distributed.
So the question is, if we
What are
don't
they doing?
know where the money's going and who is it supporting, are we still for having an ad? I mean, personally,
Well, you'd have to vote. We have a motion that's been seconded.
Yeah, but
We
no,
have to
this is-
vote
this
on
is-
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
but this is a discussion before we
Okay.
vote. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm just saying that. So, so we have a motion on the table from Elaine, seconded by Rebecca, to authorize the directors to take out a full page ad for $30, including all the information that Deb talked about. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Is there another way that the library would be getting that same information out to the wider community other than just in the library?
Well, we do have our website, we have our e-blast. Willington Wire is wonderful. They'll be coming out. I've got to have like June, first week in June. I've got to submit for July, August, and September. You know, things, and that would give summer reading. That would be summertime, July and August. So we, you know, that's always great. You know, so yes, are there other ways? Yes, there are. It would just give us one more, but you know, not that you have to.
Okay, so we don't have a complete vote yet. Anybody else want to say anything before we finish the vote? Okay, then we still have a motion on the table. So all in favor of approving a $30 full page ad, say aye.
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 Uh,
All opposed? Abstentions? Okay, so 3 of the 5 of us said aye, so it does pass, and we just have to hope that
Mhm.
Willington Day is worth it. I mean, it
so
really is.
who's the 3, please, for clarification? Is it
Rebecca,
Kathy?
Kathy, and I. How did you vote, Elaine?
I?
Okay, so,
I'm okay with it.
okay, then 4 aye and Joan abstained. Okay, and like I said, it's gonna be a play by ear and see what happens, and if it's a bust again this year, we rethink what we do next year. Okay, the other, yes, Rebecca?
I was just gonna say $30 isn't a huge risk. And I was gonna say also, I'm pretty sure that the committee for Willington Day is always open and looking for volunteers. So, Joan, I'm not saying to add things to your plate, but I think you.
I don't know. I don't know who's on the committee besides Melissa.
That's the only one I know of.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, from Hope, the FTTL-IC program seeks to, okay, I just lost it. Hold on. It closed too fast for me.
Just
Seeks
before
to
I
enhance
forget.
Fiber to the library's internal connections, phase 2 statement of work. The program seeks to enhance the performance and security of library CEN connected networks.
Yep.
Okay,
Which is us, because we go through CEN.
thank you. Hope.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
so the other thing that we need to discuss is whether we're going to meet over the summer. In the 2.5 years I've been on the board, we have met over the summer, but it's totally up to us whether we want to have meetings. What's coming up?
The
We
only
have,
thing we can think of is the ARPA for repairing the, the children's library wall there, so
Right. okay,
this would be good.
we have the picnic June 17th.
Correct.
So we should probably have a meeting in June. But do we want to have a meeting in July and August? I mean, Joan asked me if I was working and it's like, yes, I'm working all summer. I will be here. I don't know what the date is of the August meeting. I'm thinking it must be the 9th. And if
When I've
it's,
got it here, it would be the 9th if it's the second Wednesday.
okay. That's fine. It's just, if it was the next week, my surgery is scheduled for August 15th. So I can do the 9th. But I don't know how other people feel about. July would be the 15th. No, wait a minute. The 4th is a Tuesday. The 5th is a Wednesday. It'd be the 12th.
Yeah, it'd be the 12th, yeah.
Um,
What are you in Jersey?
so I'm
Can you
here.
say the dates again? I'm sorry, June, so July 12th and June what?
July 12th and August 9th. June would be the Wednesday before the picnic,
And you are supposed to meet in June.
and
It's just.
Oh,
July.
yeah, okay, so the 7th, right? I think that's right.
for June, no, it
Yeah.
would be the 14th.
Oh, sorry, wrong week.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Well, that's right before the picnic,
right. So we
3
kind
days
of
before.
have to have that for any last minute stuff that needs to be done in those last few days right before the picnic. July and August are the two months that the town or that our charter or policy, whatever it is, says that we can take off if we want to.
I think considering the last year, I think we should schedule the meeting and we can cancel it like every other board does in town here. They're always getting canceled. We can do that if we have to, but it might, do I trust, let's say, I'm not sure what's going to happen if we don't meet. Okay, then our backs are turned. So I'd like to see it scheduled and then decide at the point in time whether we really need to go through with it.
Okay, that sounds good. Hopefully by the June meeting, we will have the quotes from the ARPA stuff, but I mean, the guys were anxious. Everybody they talked to was anxious to get there as soon as possible to see what it was, but then get them to actually send you a quote. So hopefully we'll have that done in June. Won't have to carry that over till July. Yes, Deb?
I want to answer that for quote thing.
Oh, Deb has something real quick. Okay, so it looks like Deb has started to get quotes in. If we need to, I'll talk to people about meeting before June. Kathy, you leave town tomorrow?
I'm
Aren't you-
sorry?
Aren't you leaving town? Aren't you taking vacation?
To me in the middle of the school year? No. What are you talking about? Right this week?
She's talking- No, that's what's coming up. I guess that was, I think, the reason why you weren't gonna be able to do,
You said there was a 15th
the
to
picnic, yeah,
21st.
it's right after school. I think
Oh,
we're
oh,
gonna-
June. No,
After
June.
school vacation.
Yeah, June. I'll be away on the 15th. I'll be here
I
Okay.
wish-
for the 14th, though. Right? That's the
Yeah,
Wednesday.
I-
Yeah.
I don't know what month it is. Okay, so, we'll put those on the agenda, for June unless we decide we really would like to, talk about it sooner. And, does anybody else have anything they want to say? Because like I said, the only thing I had on the agenda was the budget.
Well, there is a meeting tomorrow night for anybody who is interested or we can rope into working on the picnic, deciding who's going to do what when. Okay, and so it's 6 o'clock tomorrow night, and hopefully we can get a few things solved. You know, so some things go right, some things go wrong. That's, but we'll
A
settle
Zoom-
that.
A Zoom meeting
No,
Just
in person.
here at the library?
Yeah,
The library?
Yeah,
Okay,
6 o'clock.
okay, I'll
Yeah.
see if I can make it. I have no idea. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
supposed to be off school. And I worked till after 5 today.
Well, I'm just going to warn everybody, if you don't show up, you may find your name in one of the slots of workers and things that have to get done. This is sort of come to offend yourself time. The,
Okay.
the only other thing I have to say is that I've been looking through the stuff from my Limo, whatever, and it could be written in Greek for all I know, really. So
No,
then I
it's-
look up a
it's what-
term that looks interesting and I look in their definitions, and the definition is harder to understand than the term. So I did call my son. I called Jason or for Mother's Day, you know. And anyways, I called him and he said, if we have trouble with some of the terms, he'll help us understand what they mean and some of the ramifications. I read in Mike's letter, what I was reading between the lines is he does not want to come and start from square one with us. I think that's the reason he's not coming this
Oh, no,
early.
no.
Okay. I think he doesn't want to go from square one. So we really do have to spend some time ourselves looking at this and trying to figure out what the heck it says. And if it, means some emails back and forth or something, just so we're prepared. But what he wants to know is we have to decide before he comes here what our priorities for that money are. He can't suggest any sort of vehicle if he doesn't know if we want it all long-term, if we want a growth rate. We're on a very conservative plan now, which may or may not be good. That's another thing we have to, discuss. So we've got to decide, where's the library going with this money and when? That's a big deal.
I was of the thinking that is that he would help us with deciding on what direction of the things you just mentioned.
No, this is our decision. And he made that pretty clear last time too. But he will say, well, if you're going to do this, you want mostly long-term growth. Then I suggest you do so much here and so much there. I mean, he's going to do that. We're not going to cut down the percentages, but we have to tell him, are we looking for long-term growth? Are we looking to earn more money faster so that we can complete this project or that project? We've got all that money tied up, sitting there that's for the basement. If we're going to start that basement, when? That will determine what we do with the money.
I've been asking that for the 2 years I've been on the board.
Pardon?
I said, I have been asking that question for the 2 years I've been on the board. When are we
Yep.
going to consider looking at the basement?
Yeah.
And
That's what we
more
have to, that's
reviewing.
what we have to decide. So this takes a lot of work on our part before he gets here, really, a lot of thought. And we have to have a sense of direction. We have no 5-year plan. We have no 10-year plan. I know Karen's brought this up before. And now
Well,
the
If you
rubber's
just,
going to hit the road now.
We do have a 5-year plan just for building maintenance now. That I submitted that to CIP. We do
No,
not have,
that's a different thing.
Right, we
CIP
do
is not our 5-year plan. Our
Right, but-
5-year plan is the libraries, and you've
But-
mentioned it, and I think you're right.
but what I'm saying is that what I submitted are some of the things that we need to look at, because if we
Yeah.
don't get supported by CIP, those
Yeah.
are some of the things that we need to look at.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be included in our plan. I hear you.
Yeah.
But ours has got to go further than that, than
Yeah,
just building.
We do, we have to have a plan.
Yeah, because what's for CIP is separate than what we were thinking to do with the money for the basement.
Oh, yeah, that's completely separate. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we need to include in our 5-year plan, 10-year plan, whatever it is, the things that we put in CIP just in case they don't get funded or they get shoved down the road like everything else that CIP does.
Mhm.
So, okay, anybody else? If not, then at 7:32, we've been here for half an hour. I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second it.
Zone seconds. All in favor? Thank you guys for meeting. I'm sorry about what happened on last Wednesday. I'm using my computer now with the hotspot. It seems to have worked okay, so maybe we'll just keep doing this. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. I'm gonna
Nice.
stop the recording now.